What you need to know about solar panels and your home sale. Hi, I'm Debbie Giordano of Master Brokers. We'll answer that question and some more information about what's going on with the current market in Milpitas and where interest rates are today, because that does affect the buyers. So let's dive into interest rates first. This week, the market felt like getting a reality check. This is according to my lender. Inflation came in a little bit hotter than expected, and interest rates are actually a little up. The market is still moving. My lender talks about there's many buyers out there. The interesting part is that they're still making offers. In fact, meeting with the buyer today, 4:45. I saw a home over the weekend. We're bringing a contractor in before they make an offer on that home in Milpitas. So there's plenty of interest. So let's see what's going on with interest rates. A little bit higher, 6.625 for a 30-year fixed conforming, 6.125 for a 15-year fixed conforming, 6.5% for a 30-year fixed jumbo, and 6.125 for a 15-year fixed jumbo. So let's dive into the topic about solar panels. So it's been a phenomenon the last, I'd say, 10 years in my business. Solar panels have become an increasingly common sight on rooftops throughout our neighborhoods. And for many homeowners, the appeal is clear: the promise of lower electricity bills and a similar carbon footprint. However, when it comes to a buy or sell the home, these sleek blue rectangles can add a layer of complexity to the real estate transaction. So I just had that closing the property at 509 Oroville Road in Milpitas. It had solar panels that were owned by the seller. I think they were about 12 or 15 years old. What we ended up doing at the end of the transaction is had the new order changed to the Tesla company that owned the panels for maintenance or whatever, but there was no lease involved. But where it gets complicated is if there's a lease, and the article goes on to talk about that. Generally, there are three ways that solar panels are installed. First, the homeowner may own them outright, or the traditional financing. Secondly, the panels may be leased from a third party. And finally, a homeowner may have a power purchase agreement in place, and so those have to be taken into consideration during the transaction when the escrow closes. So under a lease, new buyer has to qualify for that lease and assume that payment. And then on the power broker agreement, the electricity that's generated from the third party owner is transferred to that new owner of that property. So while the article concludes, while solar can make a home more desirable, its impact on the final price depends on market competition and what a buyer is willing to pay. So let's talk about, before I dive into the real estate market and about an open house that I've got coming up, it's talking about in the Milpitas Post last Friday, navigating the complex realities of rental property management. For many homeowners in Silicon Valley, renting out a property is a key part to their financial future. Tenants get a lot of preference and leniency, while landlords are expected to do everything by the book. It's a very, very demanding business. Mold claims have become one of the most common disputes in residential rentals. Landlords can frequently get into trouble by offering too much in their written agreements, so don't give the tenant more rights than they're entitled to under the law. That's according to this article. A major point of local friction occurs when a homeowner decides to sell. Selling a home is not cause to terminate a lease for a protected property. Protected properties are the multifamilies, like a duplex or more. A single family home, you can give a notice to the tenant to vacate due to selling the home, and that's in the California law. Finally, the return of a security deposit remains a high-stake task. Once the keys are returned, the clock starts up and the strict compliance statute begins. Landlords must email the itemized statement to the tenant within 21 days after vacating and to determine how much of the deposit is going to go back. So even when a landlord does everything right, according to the article, the legal process is rarely swift. We know it can create wealth, but it can create a lot of headaches. So let's talk about what I've got coming up. Really excited about 453 Taylor Drive in Milpitas. It's in the Sunny Hills area. It's a 5-bedroom, 2-bath. It's got 2 bedrooms and a full bath downstairs, so it makes great for in-laws or visitors, teenagers, whatever, that want to have the bedroom downstairs. And then the other 3 bedrooms are upstairs, 3-bedroom, 1-bath. And it's being renovated. Well, the contractor started today. Popcorn ceilings coming off. We're doing recessed lighting, full paint inside. And then when he's done, we'll have all new LVP flooring. Down below it'd be light colored, so it's going to really add a lot to the home. And then we're going to carpet all of the 5 bedrooms. So can't wait to show you the photos. If you go to debbiegiordano.com, you'll be able to see this great property. And the price is good. It's a 1,700 square feet home for $1,650,000. In Milpitas, that's a great buy. And the schools are wonderful. It's near walking distance to all the elementary, junior high, and high schools from this property. So getting ready to close 321 Lynn Avenue in Milpitas. That's that duplex. It's going to close at $1,575,000. And then I just closed on Friday, a couple days ago, 247 Delia Street in San Jose. That's that 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,100 square foot home, 1-story ranch style home. We had priced it at $1,298,888. I did close it at $1,291,000. We did have multiple offers, so very happy on that one. That one needed a lot of remodeling. It was pretty original from the original state of the sellers back in 1959, so it needed a full kitchen remodel, bathroom remodel. Even though we did paint and flooring and a new roof on the home, it still needed quite a bit of upgrading. So it got sold to a contractor, his wife, and the 5 kids. I met them on the open house when they came in. They were so excited about raising their family in that home, and the contractor is excited about turning it into a dream home for that family. So that's a win-win. And then coming up soon to close is 1550 Clear Lake Avenue in Milpitas. That's that 3-bedroom, 1.5-bath townhome that I have in the Synod Elementary School. We had originally priced it at $799. Then we immediately, within 2 weeks, dropped it to $749. I got multiple offers, and I was able to close it at the list price, $749. Condos are a little difficult to sell, and the reason being is the supply. There's more supply of condos right now, and the demand is not quite as high as it is for single-family detached homes. So we're happy that we're in escrow and ready to close that next week. All right, that's it for now. Looking for more business. Phone continues to ring. I go out to meet sellers, and we talk about getting homes ready and how they're going to fit into this market. The summer's coming up, so if you want to sell your home, now's a good time where buyers can relocate and get their kids ready in the summer to get started for school in fall. So give me a call at 408-945-8988 or visit my website, debbiegiordano.com. There's a Connect tab button, and I'll be able to reach you immediately through that. So thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.